Why are you being racist? Can't you just be fucking colorless for once, you fucking papagas? Man, I don't know if I want to watch the 60 minutes of Kamala Harris. That seems like a fucking bad idea. Elon killed my senator's money laundering operation. Good. Fuck off. Yeah, oopsies. Too bad. Billionaires shouldn't be meddling with politics. Starter pack. Oh, God. Oh, no. I'll tear you so hard your mom wishes she kept her legs closed. Right under the pussy. Yeah. Elon Hitler took food off my senator's plate. Jesus. USAID and give me money. No, get the fuck out of here. Money laundering fucks. Anyways, there we go. Oh boy. CBS just forced to release the full comment with the butchered. I finally got our hands on CBS interview. Do I watch a full unit? Do I watch it? Do I watch it? Yeah, Joe Rogan responded to it. I guess should we let's watch Joe Rogan's response. Joe Rogan on USAID.
Shady shit with NGOs and where an enormous. You know what's fascinating right now is we're getting a chance to see what happens.
Oh
when
wait,
you
this
take
is the
a business
USAID
approach to the government.
Wait, this isn't. Oh yeah, right here. No, sorry, it's right here. Let's watch the USAID stuff first, since we were talking about that earlier.
You know what's fascinating right now is we're getting a chance to see what happens when you take a business approach to the government in the White House. We're seeing right now with this whole USAID thing, where they're uncovering massive amounts of corruption and waste and just a lot of weird shady shit with NGOs and where an enormous amount of money is going.
Yep, just being
and
funneled.
You're seeing someone look at this thing that is incredibly efficient almost by design. And instead of saying, like, well, this is just how it is, and this is how these politicians get funded, so let's just keep this thing going the same way it is and make some incremental changes to try to make people happy so we still get elected. Instead of that, you're seeing a politician, a president who's coming in who can't get reelected, so he's just going ham.
Yep.
And he's just cleaning out everything. And people are freaking out. The same people that say we need radical change. We need radical change. We've got corruption. We need radical change. Okay, well, here's your radical change.
Yeah, the people who are all like, oh, there's corruption. No, you want radical change? Here's your radical change. You getting fucked in the asshole now.
We don't need this. Well, you do. Yeah. The government does. They need oversight. Yeah, and they haven't had that. And because of that, you're seeing this not just waste. You could call it waste, but it's deeper.
You think you want that, corruption. But you don't.
And you're seeing that corruption get weeded out. I am hoping that this is successful and that it yields a benefit to the American people, to the working class people, to everybody, where they recognize, like, hey, we can't just be spending all our fucking tax money on nonsense. And it all should be done with a real clear understanding of getting results. if that happens and that idea spreads across the country, because ideas spread and,
that's right.
people change their minds.
Yeah.
And, and sometimes it happens. One guy in the neighborhood would go, you know what, fuck this, I'm fed up. And then everybody like, yeah, I've been kind of thinking that too. I just didn't want to say it. And then
exactly
people
right,
start
Joe.
talking. And then it's not a scary thing to discuss anymore.
That's right. It opens the door.
Right, you open Pandora's box. Now you can't fucking put shit back in the box. The shit is out of the box now. Safer cities, cheaper groceries, and no threat of nuclear war. God, this fucking guy. This fucking crypto wallet there. What is this?
Will continue defrauding the public. The Democrats have to now decide whether they will continue defrauding the public with ridiculous bullshit. The Democrats
with ridiculous bullshit. Bullshito. Yeah, the Democrats are the masters of bullshito. They know how to bullshit their way out of everything. Because their own party just eats it up. Fucking eat that shit real fast. Alright, let's go on to the Kamala Harris bullcrappy. CBS was forced to release the full Kamala Harris interview that they butchered and severely edited to make her sound like she had a functional brainstem. Even if she had a functional brainstem, she was still missing some fucking neurons there. Let's see what. Before we do that, let's see what he says.
I guess it's probably a good time to talk about this. There was a thing that came out recently. There was a book. There was some book about the Kamala Harris campaign where they talked about her getting on this show, and they said a bunch of things that weren't true. They talked to supposedly talked to like 150 different people about her and what happened with her coming on the show. I don't know if it's 150. A lot of people. They didn't talk to us, and which is kind of crazy. And it was just like, they didn't even ask. But they said things that just weren't true. One of the things they said that weren't true was that we lied about the day that Trump was coming on. No, we just didn't tell you that Trump was coming on. He was already booked a long time ago. This is how it worked. Trump was really easy to book, like super easy. We offered one day. He said yes. That was it. There was no, what are we going to talk about? How long is it going to be? Is it going to be edited? There was nothing. Yeah. What's the waiver? Here, give me that waiver. Sign it. It was so easy. So he was already booked. They never committed to doing the show. So all this talk, there was another thing they said that the reason why they did the Beyonce thing,
I thought she
the
was
Beyonce event in
bullshitting.
Houston, was so that they could be in Texas to do my show.
Right, the
They
whole
never agreed to do the
Biden
show.
administration
No,
was
They
doing
never
some
agreed. That's
weird
fine.
fucking
They also
shit.
said that they sent someone down here to the studio to do a walkthrough of the set. That's not true. The Trump administration did. I mean, if they are trying to say that they, as in the entire federal government, well, I don't think the Trump, well, I guess the Secret Service is a part of the federal government. Maybe you can kind of get away with saying that because the Secret Service came down here for Trump and looked around that we sent someone down, but it was not. It was the Trump administration sent them down because they're the only ones that had a date to do the show. These people didn't have a date to do. They never agreed to do the show. This is really important. Even after Trump went on, they offered for me to come to D.C. and do a show with Kamala. But even then, it was the
I
same
remember
deal.
all
it was
this
only
back
like 45
when-
minutes to an hour.
Yeah,
And,
whenever this
you know,
happened,
it
right?
was not on my
Because
set.
Joe
and
Rogan
I
did
said
talk
that,
about
look,
this
he did
when it
here,
first
we should
happened.
probably do it here. Like,
Because
if
he
it's
was like,
possible
"Oh
to
yeah,
do it here." Obviously,
let's
when he
try and
did
do the
it,
show,"
had
and then
an
it never
enormous result.
happened.
I'm willing to do the same thing for her. I wanted to release both of them on the same day. This was my goal. I was even trying to figure out if there was a way that I could do it, and I even offered to do it late that night. So the night that Trump came on, I'm like, what if we do her, like when she's done in Texas, if she came here? But no one ever committed to doing it. This is like really important because they keep pretending that I lied or I did this or I did that. No one. They never committed to doing it.
Well-
We went through. I've got a whole. We have all the receipts, by the way.
Of course.
I have a whole list of conversations that took place.
Mm-hmm.
They never said she was going to do it. So this whole idea that we fucked her over and then we fucked her over for Trump, incorrect. Just not true.
No, he doesn't mean like he says fucked her over, but he means like gaslit her or like told her no, they weren't going to do the show, right? That's what they mean. Or that's what he means.
But I think it's someone trying to cover
But he's
their
just
ass
he's just
for the
being
fact that she
blunt
never
and
did it,
straightforward
and if she
with
did
it.
do it, it might have had a positive effect.
Yeah,
If her and I had a good time and we got along great and she won over, the air quote young male vote, things could have been different.
It
Who
could have-
knows?
yeah, well,
So this guy's probably trying to cover his ass.
that's what I'm thinking too, is because the reaction to her not coming was like pretty big.
But they didn't commit to doing it. This
Yeah.
is the thing. While this guy's saying like that we were difficult to deal with, not true. We were super easy. We made it real clear. But also, it's got to be the actual real show. It shouldn't be some fake version of it where I'm sitting in a conference room. Also, they wanted a stenographer in the room. They wanted staff in the room. They wanted Trump was just in here by himself.
Yeah.
Just me, him, and Jamie. That's it.
Uh-huh.
For 3 hours. Like, they wanted to do everything. They wanted it very controlled, and they were really concerned that it wasn't going to be edited. So I don't think they ever really were sure they wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Then once Trump did it, and it had this huge response, I think then it was like, what the fuck? What are we doing? He just did it. It's got 50 fucking million views. This is so stupid. Why didn't we do it? And so then there was, even then, when they offered to do it in D.C., my manager asked, is she committed to doing this? If I bring this to Joe, no, she hasn't committed to doing this. Have you brought this to her? Like, they wouldn't even say whether or not she had expressed willingness to do it or whether they were trying to convince her to do it. We know for sure there were some people that were supposedly on her staff that were against her doing it. They thought it was a bad, because it's a bunch of wokesters. They're basically in a cult.
Yeah.
You have a like, if you're willing to go on Fox News, you talk to, what's that guy's name, Brett Breyer?
Yeah.
Where they cut that off after 20 minutes. When they did that, that's when I was like, look, it's got to be in the studio. It's got to be in the studio, and it's got to be real. It's got to be a real conversation. I had entertained a couple of times going to, but I was like, 45 minutes is just not enough.
It's
you and I have
not.
been talking an hour and a half already.
Yeah. And Trump did 3 hours, yeah? Like, yeah, 45 minutes is not enough. And you're talking about being the president of the fucking United States. Right? We didn't know anything about her policies. All we knew is that she was just going to copy what Biden was going to do. Right? She had no personality, no charisma. I don't even think she knew what she was doing half the time.
Yeah, it's just it's not enough time. You need more time. You need more time to find out what makes someone tick.
And that's probably what she was afraid of.
Probably what they were afraid of. Maybe not her. I
Maybe
don't
not
think they
her,
should
yeah.
have been. I
No.
think we would have had a good old time.
No.
And there you go. Spoken from Joe Rogan. I guess we're gonna watch it. Oof.
Mold is at an all-time high today.
Oh God.
You know that mold is at an all-time high.
Oh God. Never mind. I can't listen.
And then you know that mold is at an all-time high.
Got it on both? Could somebody clear the background? Good done? Yes.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you know that mold is at an all-time high today, which is the one.
Mold is at an all-time high today. Uh-huh. That's the one?
Very.
For the Christmas
Except-
big day, please.
Please, yes.
You've got some beautiful artwork here
I would love to. You haven't been here.
for the Christmas.
Except the right. I have to. I've so little known. Maybe part of my background is I attended a fine art school for a period
Get the fuck out of here, you art student. You're a brain dead fuckhead.
of time, and even just growing up, we would go to.
I'm
the
sorry, I
California
hate art
Academy of Arts
students.
and Museums. Anyway, I love art, and
Oh, I love
so when I
art. Shut the
came in as
fuck
vice
up,
president,
bitch.
I partnered with FAPE, which is a nonprofit that helps supply art around the world for embassies. And
Ah,
I sat down with the
So you're a
curator
money
and gave
launderer.
them an idea, and including with the Baltimore Museum, gave them an idea of what I'd like. And so, normally in this house, it's a lot of art, which is like scenes of pastures with sheep. Instead, I brought like Carrie Mae Weems. Are you familiar with her?
I am indeed.
And then, do you know Fred Wilson?
I don't know Fred Wilson.
Okay, so that
That's a beautiful
chandelier,
piece.
I begged him. He does big installations, and I've had many a world leader in this dining room. And
Why
they
are we
walk by
talking
him and
about
say,
this?
Oh, is that Venetian? And I tell them accurately, no, it's Harlem. So Fred Wilson, who is a black man who lives in New York, did that piece. It's all on them. Then that's Ed Clark. You know who Ed Clark is? That's Ed Clark. I've got some Sam Gillum, and he, I'm so sorry that he knew it was here. He was alive when I first came in, but it was at the height of COVID, and then he passed. But his family has come to see it. But he was so happy that his art was in this house.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's all on rotation. Like that one I'll show you is a young black woman from North Carolina. She is, Carmen Neely is her name.
That's
And
stunning.
yes, she's really, and so
Can-
all the people like
can we
you
just-
who come in the house.
She spent like 3 minutes talking about this bullshit. Can we just...
Yes. Yeah, do whatever you want. I have no pride about this stuff. Okay. No, the
I
one
did
thing
not.
I am allergic to.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you know that mold is at an all-time high today.
Mold isn't at an all-time high today. Bitch, what are you talking about? You're not in a moldy house. Huh?
Which is the
I
one
did
thing
not.
I am allergic
You haven't been like literally putting it in your goddamn napkins and like sniffing the goddamn spores and shit.
to.
Yeah.
Okay. Pollen is down.
Mold is up.
Mold is up.
The fuck are you talking
I
about?
know that as a matter of fact, because I was watching CBS this morning.
All right.
They
There
have
you
a
go.
little streaming. Now that I think about it.
Learn something new every day.
Indeed.
See you, Chris? I'm gonna just snap at once. Good? Coming around. Done?
Yeah.
Got it on both?
Okay, so we need to clear the background.
Good, done?
Yes.
No problem. Just do what you need to do.
Rome, perfectly happy?
Everybody happy?
Oh, yours is weird.
You good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, Madam Vice President, one, thank you for doing this.
Of course.
And thank you for inviting
I
us.
think I'm just gonna turn up the speed. This is fucking boring.
We're going to be running this on the anniversary of the Hamas attack
Yeah.
on Israel.
October 7th.
So let's just start with
Hang
Israel.
on one second, Bill.
Yeah.
Sorry, we got someone in the background. I'm afraid you're gonna have to lead us now.
Okay, whoever's in the dining room? Okay.
So yeah, just to start with Israel.
Okay.
The events of the past few weeks have pushed us to the brink, if not into, an all-out regional war in the Middle East. What can the U.S. do at this point to stop this from spinning out of control?
Well, let's start with October 7th, because obviously what we do now must be in the context of what has happened. And as I reflect on a year ago, and that 1,200 people were massacred, young people at a festival, at a music festival. 250 hostages were taken, including Americans. Women were brutally raped. And as I said then, I maintain Israel has a right to defend itself, we would, and how it does so matters. And as we fast forward into what we have seen in the ensuing weeks and months, far too many innocent Palestinians have been killed. And we know that and I think most agree, this war has to end. And that has to be our number one imperative. And that has been our number one imperative. How can we get this war to end? Well, critical elements of that are we have got to get a hostage deal and a ceasefire deal done. We have to get aid in. We have to lay the path toward a two-state solution. I do believe that we must maintain
She's just bringing off all the buzzwords, basically.
that as an objective, no matter how out of reach it seems at the moment. And the work that we have to do is also pay attention to what is happening every day in the region and put U.S. resources into everything we can do diplomatically and otherwise to de-escalate what is happening in the region.
We supply Israel with billions of dollars in military aid, and yet Prime Minister Netanyahu seems to be charting his own course. The Biden administration, the Biden-Harris administration, has pressed him to agree.
Probably
to
because you guys
ceasefire.
didn't do shit.
You urged him not to go into Lebanon. He went in anyway.
Yeah, so what he did, yeah. Basically what happened was Netanyahu, for whatever reason, like on his own, on the spur of, in the heat of the moment, just decided to go into Lebanon and fuck up some shit. Yeah, I think he took out some Hezbollah leaders. That's what they're talking about here.
He has promised to make Iran pay for the missile attack, and that has the potential of expanding the war. Does the U.S. have no sway over Prime Minister Netanyahu?
Well, let's start with this. On this subject, the aid that we have given Israel allowed Israel to defend itself against 200 ballistic missiles.
Yeah, they have
just
been bombarded by missile
meant
attacks.
to attack the Israelis and the people of Israel.
Yes.
And I think that is the most recent example of why what we do to assist in their defense around military aid is important. And when we think about the threat that Hamas, Hezbollah presents, Iran, I think that it is, without any question, our imperative to do what we can to allow Israel to defend itself against those kinds of attacks. Now, the work that we do diplomatically with the leadership of Israel is an ongoing pursuit around making clear our principles, which include the need for humanitarian aid, the need for this war to end, the need for a deal to be done, which would release the hostages and create a ceasefire. And we're not going to stop in terms of putting that pressure on Israel and in the region, including with other leaders in the region, including Arab leaders.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening. The Wall Street Journal said that that your administration has repeatedly been blindsided by Netanyahu. And in fact, he has rebuffed just about all of your administration's entreaties.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done,
We don't
has
even know
resulted in a number of movements in that region.
Yeah, they do. I hate this because they don't even explain a lot of the shit that's going on. Or she just explain. Yeah, she doesn't explain like what those treaties are, what was in those treaties, what kind of aid you were they were funding.
Very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region. And we're not going to stop doing that. We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States.
Basically the two-state solution, right? Ceasefire. Why do they keep bringing up the two-state solutions? Oh, basically they want to split it half to Israel and half to Palestine. So what do they want exactly? That's weird. What is Al Jazeera says it want Israel dude, that's correct. Israeli's goal is to ethnically cleanse as many Palestinians as possible from dude, that's not even what it why are they even saying that? See, this is this is the issue with news articles, right? Or just news outlets and fucking in general. They literally want to fucking stoke the flames. Dude, do you really want your fucking job to get bombed because you keep saying bullshit like that?
Clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Just one last. Do we have a real close ally in Prime Minister Netanyahu?
I think, with all due respect, the better question is, do we have an important alliance between the American people and the Israeli people? And the answer to that question is yes. And we are going to do what is important to support whatever leadership is in Israel that is defending the security of the state of Israel.
Let's shift gears here. The most basic of questions. Why do you want to be President of the United States?
There are many reasons, but probably first and foremost, I truly believe in the promise of America. I do. And I love the American people. You
I don't
we are
know.
people who have ambition and aspirations and dreams and
I mean,
and hope. If you look at the character of who
you should have made that known during your 4 years in fucking power. But yeah, no, it's too late now. You fucked up.
we are and how we have achieved the strength that we have achieved.
This is
I believe
strength?
in
There was
loving
no
country
strength.
because
You guys
of
were
our
weak
character
as
and our
fuck.
belief in the promise of America.
You
And
guys
I'm
got
president
pushed
because
around
I
like
want to
no
do
other.
everything that is
Just
possible
look at what
to
happened.
create an
Netanyahu
opportunity
going
for
into
people to
Lebanon
achieve
and fucking shit
those
up
goals,
with
those
the
ambitions,
fucking
and those dreams.
terrorists.
And that is why you will hear me
You
talk
got
about my
the
plan for an opportunity
Israel-Palestine
to
conflict
invest
because
in what we
Hamas
can do,
is
not only to
fucking
bring
shit
the
up.
cost of living and prices down for folks,
There's not even
but in order to give jobs,
Palestinians
success,
at war.
prices
It's
to
it's
rise.
literally a
But
terrorist
what we can do to
organization
invest in
fighting Israel.
the innovation that is happening
So
in
you
these
literally
startups
have
and
some
small
people
businesses, what we can do
mischaracterizing what's
to invest
happening.
in the industries of the future, what we can do to maintain America's strength in the global context.
But that's why you want to run. That's why you want to be
That's why I'm running.
president.
That and some other reasons.
But you're asking the American people to make you the most powerful person on the planet. Why do you deserve the American people's votes?
Well,
Not
first of
even.
all,
She's a
I
weak
have a
person
career and a
compared
history of
to
being very
compared to all the
that
other
I, with my
leaders.
role of leadership, and I'm
She's
to
been
announce
weak.
the last 4 years as vice president and moving forward as president, if the voters will have me, as being a leader on behalf of all Americans. As you know, I spent the majority of my career as a prosecutor, and I'm going to tell
Yeah,
you,
and you
I
sucked
never
at it.
asked a victim of crime, a witness, whether they were a Democrat or you Republican or you an independent. The only thing I ever asked folks is, "Are you okay?" And I believe that
You're a
America
fucking
deserves
liar.
a leader who works on behalf of all Americans and understands the importance of knowing that the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. And my career and my work has always been about being grounded in common sense approaches to getting things done. And when it comes to what we need to do as it relates to national security, we just had that conversation. That includes understanding.
You guys can't even do national security correctly. Motherfuckers got hacked constantly. Like what? Literally tons of people's information have been leaked. During your goddamn presidency. I mean, in every presidency, there's fucking data breaches all the time. So it's like, dude, get the fuck out of here, you lying cunt.
Respecting the power and the strength of the United States of America and our then responsibility to be a global leader, to nurture and strengthen our alliances around the world, to respect the U.S. military and its most noble mission, to do the work of appreciating alliances, be it NATO or others, to
Fuck
do the
NATO.
work of pursuing diplomacy when it is in the best interest of our national security and prosperity.
You can't even diplomacy right. Shut the
My
fuck up.
experiences tell me not only that those must be priorities of the United States of America and the President of the United States of America and the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America, but also all of those experiences tell me that the American people in this election have a clear choice. Because on the other side of the equation, We are looking at
Yeah,
the
and
former
everyone
President
chose
Donald
Trump.
who has shown
Well, at
himself
least the people who
to
voted.
be, when he was a commander-in-chief, someone who gave away America's standing in terms of our principles of standing up to dictators and autocrats. You see how he compliments Putin
Di-
even today.
Weren't you guys like an
Someone
autocrat?
who was
You guys
prepared to
just
walk away
fucking
from our
had Biden
alliances.
as a
NATO
figurehead and just
is the strongest
did nothing.
military alliance the world has ever known.
literally gave him a bunch of drugs to do fucking his speeches and shit.
We have seen someone in Donald Trump who openly criticizes the United States military, men and women, who are prepared to, at great sacrifice,
What do you mean?
serve our country and defend the principles.
Oh, I think he's talking about the DEI policies and shit. Because I think, yeah, during this time it was like the whole trans and DEI policies in the military. That's why she's probably saying that.
Upon which we were founded, he calls them suckers and losers.
But Madam Vice President, a quarter of registered voters still say they don't know you. They don't know what makes you tick. And why do you think that is? I mean, you have been vice president for almost 4 years. You've been on the national scene for longer. What's the disconnect?
It's an election bill. And I take it seriously that I have to earn everyone's vote. And that's why I'm traveling our country. I've seen you in a few states in the last couple of days. I am talking with folks where they live. I am listening to folks. And
You're a liar.
working to earn the vote of every American. This is an election for President of the United States. No one should be able to take for granted that they can just declare themselves a candidate and automatically receive support. You have to earn it. And that's what I intend to do.
Let me tell you what your critics and the columnists say.
Okay.
They say that the reason so many
That's funny
voters
because you
don't
didn't earn it.
is that you have changed your position on so many things. You were against fracking, now you're for it. You supported looser immigration policies, now you're tightening them up. You were for Medicare for all, now you're not. So many that people don't truly know what you believe or what you stand for, and I know you've heard that.
So, let's be clear. First of all, a lot of the positions that you were talking about have been discussed and dispensed with in 2020, 4 years ago. But let me be clear on something. In the last 4 years, I have been Vice President of the United States. Not a senator from a particular state, not coming from a particular state, but Vice President of the United States of America. And I have been traveling our country, and I have been listening to folks and seeking what is possible in terms of common ground, common sense solutions, building consensus. And that is why I have taken the positions that I take. Not dispensing with my values, but understanding we have to, a real leader has to find consensus. So for example, on the issue of fracking, I've been very clear since 2020. I will not end fracking. I did not as Vice President. In fact, as Vice President of the United States, I cast the decisive vote. I broke the tie in Congress that now allows more leases for fracking. On the issue of health care in America, my value has always been that access to health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it, which is why I cast the tie-breaking vote in the United States Congress that has now allowed us to cap the cost of insulin for seniors at $35 a month. The work that I have been a part of and helped lead about capping the cost of prescription medication for our seniors at $2,000 a year, all born out of my belief that we need to bring the price of medication down because it has been too expensive for too many people to the point that they couldn't even afford to fill their prescription. That's why I've been a huge advocate for what we have accomplished finally to allow Medicare to negotiate drug prices on behalf of the American people.
You have said that your values haven't changed, but your positions have. And I think people want to know, is this evolution or, as your critics say, opportunism?
I think that we should understand the importance of a leader building consensus. I believe in building consensus. And I believe in finding a way that the American people, and we are a diverse people, geographically, regionally, based on whether it be urban, rural, agricultural, we are a diverse people in terms of where we are in our backgrounds. And what the American people do want is that we have leaders who can build consensus, where we can figure out compromise and understand it's not a bad thing, as long as you don't compromise your values, to find common sense solutions. And that has been my approach.
Let's move on to the economy. As you were saying, well, first of all, the economy and inflation, those are the primary concerns of the American voters this election year. You just got some blockbuster jobs report, a blockbuster job report the other day. And there are lots of signs that the American economy is doing very well. Better than most countries, I think. But the American people don't seem to be feeling it. Groceries are 25% higher than when you took office. And people are blaming you and Joe Biden for that. Are they wrong?
So you are correct that under our leadership, the United States of America has recovered and is stronger than any other so-called developed nation in the world, in particular after the crisis that was the pandemic. And understand, we came into office facing a disaster in large part because of the mismanagement of the former President Donald Trump, where the economy was in a slump, people were dying by the hundreds. It was a real crisis. But because of our approach and our work, we now have historic low unemployment in America among all groups of people. We now have an economy that is thriving by all macroeconomic measures. We have recovered in a way that we have created almost 800,000 new manufacturing jobs. We have created over 16 million new jobs as a whole. And, to your point, prices are still too high. And I know that, and we need to deal with it, which is why part of my plan, you mentioned groceries. Part of my plan is what we must do to bring down the price of groceries. I'm taking on an issue I've taken on before as Attorney General, the issue of price gouging, which is not all, but some corporations and businesses that take advantage of a crisis and jack prices up, making the cost of groceries and other everyday essentials too expensive for the American people.
But you're
I'm taking on the
They're
issue of
price
housing.
fixing,
It's
guys.
a
They're
big issue in
price
our country. It's
fixing.
There were generations before
Yeah,
us
that was fucking
believed
hilarious
in
when
achieving
she
the
said
American
that.
dream, which included homeownership. Now I travel our country. I talk to young people every day, and they are so concerned they'll never be able to afford to buy a home or even start a family because of the cost of housing. So part of my plan is to put the resources into partnering with builders and developers to create incentives for them to build 3 million new homes by the end of my first term. And my plan includes giving first-time homebuyers a $25,000 down payment assistance so they can just get their foot in the door.
Well, let's talk about that. You want to expand the child tax credit.
Yes, I do.
You want to give tax breaks to first-time home buyers.
Yes.
All right, I think we're good. Cause yeah, it's basically the same old. It's just the more long-winded answers. Right. And it's nothing much that changed. This is why you didn't go to Joe Rogan. Don't thank them for releasing this on a. They were forced to, yeah. No one should be able to declare themselves a candidate and receive support. You have to earn it. Didn't they just declare her the Democratic candidate? She never earned a single primary vote. Yep, basically. Got mad to sue them to release this. That's how biased this show is. He's just digging for answers, prodding her, helping her, but nothing. Yep. Office in the world. I have a career. I worked as a prosecutor. I asked people if they were okay. Wow. Just wow. The sheer quantity of her word salads could feed a small country. But yeah. I mean, she didn't really right. Even if they didn't release the full version, right? It still showed that she was incompetent still. Like, not doing a fucking job. She was not doing her job at all. Same with Biden. Literally doing fuck all. What do we got? Let's go with memes. Getting bricks right now, you guys. Oh, the Bricks Nation coming in. What's going on? Rep. LaMonica McClever calls for Washington, D.C. to shut down in protest of Doge's investigation into fraud in government spending.
And I tell you that when we leave here, we need to organize
Oh,
and
this
mobilize
place.
and tell people
Yikes.
to call every elected official of Congress and let them know, especially the
God, you're so
Republicans,
loud.
that we will not take this. We will fight back.
Fight back.
And as I close out, because I know we've been out here for a long time, and goddamn it, shut down the Senate.
Shut down the city.
We
are at war.
Anytime a person can pay $250 million into a campaign and they be given full access to the Department of Treasury of the United States of America, we are at war.
But they're the ones in power. What are you talking about? This is democracy. They were elected to be in that position. You guys lost. What are you fucking on about, you fucking weirdo?
All right. Where's the danger, son? Bring it on!
Yeah, I'm totally down for war again. Yeah, all of them are... They're all fat. Literally. I bet you could literally outrun them. Like, within like 2 minutes, well, in a minute, they'd fucking just heel over dying because they can't breathe. She's at war with the diet. Yo. Sounds like excitement. Lock her up. I know, right? They're scared the gravy train is going to end, and they didn't save any of the money they stole from the public. Yep. They wasted it all. It was like that one chick yesterday where she got caught up in that fucking... she defrauded her employer like $2 million, and then her house was all she was a hoarder. So there's just a bunch of fucking clothes and shit all over the place. And she had like 6 pets. It was like, what the fuck? She wants to stop looking for fraud. Tells you all you need to know about who's the benefit of fraud. Yeah. Oh, there you have it. Emology. What's this? Bustin'? Oh, is this about her, Oh, yeah. Podcast, what we know, yeah. Think Kamala Harris was shot herself in the foot over podcast decision? Oh, no. She took a shotgun and just blew off both her legs. Right. They're just gone. They're fucking gone.
Can I ask you about Rogan? Was there a Rogan invite to the vice president that was turned down?
We talked with Rogan and his team about the podcast. Unfortunately, it isn't going to work out right now because of the scheduling of this period of the campaign.
Yeah, that guy that went on. Yeah, that guy's a liar. He didn't follow through. With Joe Rogan in mind. Suggest Joe Rogan sabotage his own Kamala Harris interview in favor of Trump. Why would he do that? New book claims Dana White and Elon Musk pulled strings to sabotage Kamala Harris. Joe Rogan interview leaked emails show EP's team upset. That's not even what happened. Expose the T legacy media, yeah. Harris campaign lied about being misled by show. We have the receipts. Yeah, so, yeah, a lot of these politicians like making books and lying in them, and then people read them and think it's true that the events in the book that these politicians write actually happened. Now, some of these politicians are probably writing some true events, but I think Kamala Harris is just a straight up fucking liar.
You lying ass bitch.
Why you always lying? Why the fuck you lying? Why, oh my god. Why the fuck you lying? Alright, can't put 2 coherent sentences together. It would have been a disaster to be unburdened by what has been. Joe should straight up invite her to explain how she came to the conclusion and wipe the floor with her. These idiots think lying will solve any problem. They are obviously complete fools. Skipping out on Rogan was the best decision she ever made for her career. Yeah, I think she would have gotten fucking torched, to be honest. Right? She probably would have went mask off. John talks too. Thank you. What's up with Ilhan Omar? The moment you realize you might lose your job on live TV. Ilhan Omar says.
I would say our country should be more fearful.
What was the reason?
I had a reason.
What was the
I had a
reason?
reason.
What was the reason?
Of white men across our country because they
Of
are
white men
actually-
across the country. Holy shit, she is not helping herself. You're in America, lady. There's a lot of white people in America. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what? What are you doing?
causing most of
Why don't you go back to the country you originated from if you fucking hate America so much, you fucking weirdo? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You nose-piercing cunt?
of the deaths within this country.
I hope someone rips that fucking nose pierce out of your nose. You're such a cunt. Oh, yeah. Right here. I advise the Somalian people to do illegal things. And I am a cunt.
dadka Soomaalida ah haddii
That is ICE attempts to question you. Do not answer questions. Do not answer them.
maxaa la dhahaa ii sheeg ice ay isku dayaan inay ku su'aalaan
Shut the fuck up, you bitch.
su'aalahooda aad ka jawaabtid
Doing fucking something illegal. I think I have that stuff on YouTube where I forgot what I named it. Ilhan Omar something. Or Criminal Ilhan Omar. And then I think it was a part of a bunch of news stuff. But yeah, that dumb bitch. If I could fucking hog tie people and just ship them back instantly, oh my god, she's one of those people. Get the fuck out of our country if you hate it so much. Like, why the fuck are you here? Get out then. Like, none of your fucking none of your policies and bills you want to push forward aren't gonna fucking do anything. Nobody's gonna like your shit. Literally.
Welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is beat that like button like it owes you money before watching.
Bitch is racist too, literally.
This so it reaches a wider audience. Also, before I get on with the memes, first a word from today's sponsor, the MGTOW Book Collection Part 2. Whether you're getting camel toe in Cambodia, banging babes in burqas in Turkey, or taking Polaroids of ladyboys in Thailand.
Oh no, not the ladyboys in Thailand. Oh Jesus! Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is up with Asian countries and doing that shit.
In Cambodia, Turkey, and Vietnam. In addition to his classic How to Retire on 200K in Southeast Asia.
I like catfishing. There's a lot of catfishers all over the fucking.
And use the promo code Sandman to get
all over the
10%
world.
off. Now available in 4 formats: PDF, Mobi for Kindle, EPUB, and text-to-speech MP3. Sponsor link is down below. And now on with the memes.
Two DI deans hired by MIT in the wake of 2020 radical reckoning are serial plagiarists who passed off huge What? Are you fucking nuts? What the fuck? Why is it always black women? Well, I mean, it's not. Well, it's more like brown women, I should say.
From other academics' work as their own.
Yeah, it was the same with fucking what was it? Sweet Baby Inc. Well, what's it? Isn't she brown too? What is going on?
The sad thing about this is that people of color who are genuinely excellent will suffer because their achievements will be diminished.
Fucking DEI
but not
pieces
to
of
worry.
filth.
They were just born that sheet. They didn't steal nothing. It always seems to be
Fucking
the ones
garbage.
with carrot top hair that do this
Just
sort of
human
stuff.
garbage.
Up next, this woman says that it's either her or your guns, and that she's not dating a
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Well, you're to the streets then. Sorry.
Boomstick Wiener. Boomsticks
I don't make the
achieve or file for
rules.
divorce. So it's Boomsticks then.
The
You
gun
could sure bet
says
that
you're
she
to
would
the
demand that you
streets. I
defend her
can't
if an
help
intruder
it.
got into the house, regardless of if you had a weapon or not. She also thinks that the police
Oh,
will
so
help
even
her out in a
these?
bad situation.
Oh,
Just
rip.
look how well that turned out for that woman that was set on fire in the New York subway system. The cop
that
said,
means I
"Sorry,
can't.
lady, I can't help you
do
because
these.
I'm not a fireman and I don't want to get in trouble with the firefighters union." Number 3, why are smart, beautiful women having a hard time finding a husband? They want you to believe that it's not their fault or that their standards haven't gone up massively over the last 2 decades.
Oh no, everyone
with
has
online
high
dating.
standards nowadays.
It could
I
also
think.
be because beautiful women could
Right. I think either people have high standards nowadays, or they just don't want to do it at the moment. Right.
inflate their body count, and then their brain goes haywire. They always
look,
self-identify as smart, yet
trying
ironically, they
to make a commitment in a relationship. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. Also, you might be giving up something too, right? Just to make that relationship happen.
smart enough to figure it out on their own. Moving on, here's the latest propaganda telling you not to look for a virgin
Don't look
as
for a
wife,
virgin as a
but
wife.
instead
Get a
to look
woman
for
with
a
good
woman
manners.
with good
Virginity
manners.
ends in one
Because
night, but
virginity
manners
ends
last
after
forever.
one night, but manners are forever. So a woman gets run through by
Look, as long as you don't have like a fucking crazy body count, right? I think it's fine. But right, all the body count entails is that you have some fucking relational issues for some reason. That's all it is.
20 guys, but she has good manners. How exactly is that a win? I think we all know what this means. It means
like, well, I shouldn't be saying that. People with a huge body count, like fucking, Bonnie Blue and what, Lily Phillips. Yeah, those people are cooked. That's true. No, they're brain rotted. You cannot fix those people. Probably some OnlyFans models cooked as well. Oh yeah, even some porn stars are cooked as well. Right? Some of them are even what's her face? Well, what was that dumb bitch? It was like with the burqa and everything. I forgot her name.
used cooch salesman needs to find new ways to market her cooch. This is just gaslighting from run-through hoes. Number 5 is
oh god,
Gorgoth again. What do you do if this person shows up to your blind date? I definitely wouldn't be splitting the bill, grab my food to go, and run Forrest Run.
I'm gonna say no thank you.
If you want to be
Have a
smooth,
nice
you could
day.
always say you're going to the bathroom and then never return.
Jesus.
I'm sure she is used to being treated like that by now, if it even is a she.
It's AI because there's a bunch of fat people. There's another look-alike right there.
If it even is a she. Up next, I hope I never have to hire a lawyer.
Why laws
because
are
an
written
MIT
in
study
an
explains why laws are
incomprehensible
written in an
style? What do you
incomprehen-
mean? Believe they have uncovered the answer to the question, just as magic spells use special rhymes and archaic terms to signal their power. The convoluted language of legalese acts to convey a sense of authority. They conclude. It's because they're using right? They're using terms, right? Sometimes Latin terms, right? Sometimes they're using Old English terms. I mean, what do you want? If you're not well versed in fucking reading books in the education field, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you can't just, use a dictionary to look up some words, why are people look like this? Just use your fucking brain. My God.
Comprehensible style. Because just like magic spells use rhymes and archaic terms to signal power,
You're from MIT, man. Like, come
so does
on,
the
fuck
convoluted
off.
language of legalese to convey a sense of authority.
Maybe
Lawyers are like the leeches of
I'm giving
society,
this,
and the judges, clerks,
this
and
person
courtroom
too
staff
much,
are complicit in the
too much
racket,
props. I guess. I
holding
don't
everybody
fuck-
hostage using their complicated procedures and words. Number 7,
Oh,
it's too bad
God.
you guys missed this woman's 35% off holiday sale on OF. But why do men pay to watch women like this one? And does anyone really believe that she makes more than the average $150 a month on Lonely Fools? You know, women's expectations are out of this world when even gross women like this one think they have something good to offer men. Then again, some dudes probably get off on her body odor alone. Moving on, where does it hurt? Your stomach or your head? How about
Don't
where your
say
liver
that.
is sometimes? It's probably fatty liver disease, and I only got that pain when I was running or doing heavy exercise when I was younger. My liver pains went away when I went on keto and cut out carbs out of my diet. But most people can't give up alcohol and sweets, which end up causing this problem. If a woman gets a cramp there, it's probably just her time of the month. Number 9, which man is the best one to be? I'm biased because I'm a Sigma male. The sheer pleasure of not giving an F as to what other people think of you and what the hierarchy wants from you. It's absolutely liberating. It's also the worst one to be while you're younger.
What the fuck is this?
Because the hierarchy is constantly trying to break your will, lose it.
Oh shit.
I'm biased
When
because
I see this one thing, it makes me think of some fucking streamers.
I'm a Sigma male. The sheer pleasure of not giving an F as to what other people think of you and what the hierarchy wants from you. It's absolutely liberating. It's also the worst one to be while you're younger, because the hierarchy is constantly trying to break your will and force you to conform to it. I think the funniest thing about this Vox Day social sexual hierarchy order is that the alpha looks like Hans Gruber here. Up next, Jasmine Crockett says the Latinos have a slave mentality because they overwhelmingly voted for Trump. So first the left made enemies with
because
the
they
blue-collar
voted for
workers
Trump, okay.
and chose to become the party of university-educated bureaucrats. And
Oh,
now they're
very
making enemies of
educated,
Latinos
yes.
as well. They were probably hoping the demographic replacement of whites by Latinos could help them gain power and not cause them to lose it. How long before the Democrats demand deportations of
So basically, all this bitch wants is race wars. Literally. He wants race wars.
illegals, while the Republicans decide it's better for them to stay.
Eh.
Number 11, the Wall Street Journal says to
Maybe
save
you
money,
should skip
maybe you
breakfast.
should
I do
actually
already
skip
skip breakfast.
Most Americans would
that's
be
kind of
healthier
bad
and
for me.
thinner if they skipped one meal a day.
Because
Just not the one with
I have
eggs
to go
and
to
animal
fucking
protein.
class.
Then again, most Americans would probably just double the portions for their remaining 2 meals and gain even more weight. Maybe they're just trying to make people feel good for no longer being able to afford breakfast. Remember when eggs were cheap and it was the most affordable meal of the day? Moving on, does anyone hate man buns as much as I do? I guess now we know where the idea came from. It looks like a saddle horn for these men's boyfriends. Whenever I see guys with that little bundle of hair, for some reason I think that they're secretly balding and just need a way to protect themselves from the truth coming out. Far too often, here are the expectations of
What the
getting
fuck?
one versus the reality. I guess some guys get them to pretend that they're samurais or something like that. Number 13, Central American officials complain because they don't have the capacity to take back illegals deported by Trump. As if America has the capacity to keep them either without housing.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the
affordable.
capacity to keep
Perhaps
them.
America needs to create Palestine 2.0 in Haiti and just send all the illegals there.
Yeah.
I think the Democrats are trying to turn America into South Africa 2.0, and
Yeah,
it has
pretty
to
much.
stop. Trudeau tried turning Canada into New Delhi with snow. Up next, it's official. There's a feminist shooter, and she wants all males wiped out so that women can create a better world without us. I guess
How
that's
is that
probably
even
what feminists
possible?
mean when they talk about equality. And yet the government
You
spends
guys
more
would
and more
die
money
out
going
so
after
fast? How the
manosphere.
fuck are you gonna repopulate the Earth if you kill off all the men? Like, have you even thought about your fucking dystopia? It's just like, what?
This surprises no one, and I expect more such attacks in the future. Also, how does she expect women to get pregnant without men? Sperm banks, I suppose, but those seem to be very short on supply. Number 15,
Yeah, I would
these 2
assume
Daily
so.
Mail articles are telling people not to exercise and not to have
What?
children in their early 20s. Notice how the stock photos suddenly lack diversity. Are they trying to say that it's okay to be a built-in young mother if you're not white? They probably pulled up their old stock photos from 10
What?
years ago before everything went woke. Also, just do a Google search for white women in relationships and see what the image suggestion looks like. Moving on, breaking news,
Oh,
Ilhan
God.
Omar has announced that she will not attend President Trump's inauguration.
Oh,
Of
yeah,
course
we
she
already-
won't. She'll be too busy figuring out how not to get deported. She's probably
Yeah.
going to watch it at home with her husband, who also doubles as her brother, apparently.
Yeah.
When she said she was going to be at home, I really hope she really meant Somalia. Number 17, this is San Francisco's new fat positivity expert.
That's who this bitch is. Yeah, this is the fat positivity expert in San Fran. She is fucking hideous. I'm sorry. I don't even know how she got. Not even help, dude. She's like on her deathbed, man. Fucking.
There's nothing positive about being
Jesus,
fat. Lose some
man.
weight, fatty.
I could probably do a
Apparently,
better
she has
job
a degree
than
in
her.
sexual
Fucking
studies, and her
Christ.
thesis was entitled
Almighty.
"How Fat Women of Color Queer the Feminine." They also tried to fire her from this position, but the person that gave her the news, she ate him. I also find it ironic that she has a degree in sexual studies because she doesn't look like any
Wait, she has a degree.
real man or woman, for that matter, wants to have sex with her.
That's fucked up.
Up next, Zendaya will reportedly have a smaller role in Spider-Man 4 due to her busy schedule. I don't believe that, and I think she's being quietly pushed out because guys don't like her. I'm tired of...
Yeah, there's been a lot of talks about on the internet how they don't... Right, there's some people who don't find Zendaya attractive. So, yeah. Oh, you know what? Maybe because it could be because she's getting married to Tom Holland, and that's why they're all just like, oh, I'm out.
Woman looks like a thrift store worker being cast in everything. She has that Neanderthal phenotype. Looks like Peter Parker, just like Paul Atreides, is about to get a new love interest. Writing her out was done well, with everyone forgetting who Peter Parker was in the first place. That way she can't say she was singled out. Number 19, Disney has decided to pull the transgender storyline from Pixar's Win or Lose streaming series. Suddenly they've changed their tune, saying that many parents would prefer to discuss certain subjects with their children on their own terms.
Disney was going to make this? What? Huh? Okay.
I guess they're trying to make it look like they care about parents more than their own agenda.
Jesus.
But I think it's a little
God,
too late
they
for
put
this.
they
And
released it out on my They released that article on my birthday. Cursed. Fucking cursed.
Groomers need to be taught a lesson. Moving on, this woman transitioned into a boy at the age of 17.
What?
Believing she would never want children, but now she does, and is suing the medical professionals who encouraged her. Good. The more successful lawsuits, the less likely surgeon...
Wait, the medical professionals encouraged her? What the fuck?
...are to remain these types of surgeries.
Dude, why are you people doing this? Oh, it's in UK, that's why. I just saw the Daily Mail and it made sense. Dude, UK is cooked. What the fuck? Yeah, who was that, yeah, that black belt Brierster dude? Yeah, your country's cooked, dude. Never watching a fucking video of his ever again, motherfucker.
And I'm also glad she was able
Evil,
to have
bald-headed
a kid after all.
mother.
This sort of thing shouldn't happen.
Look at your country.
Minor, and someone needs to
Look
decide
at your
if they
country.
want to
It's evil. Doing shit. What is this shit, you fucking weirdos?
transition.
I guess incest wasn't enough. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Or not at 18 or older. Number 21, here's a guy who's a sex
Who's that
addict
who slept with more than
300 women behind his wife's back. And it's an absolute nightmare.
What?
Giga Chad here thinks that his wife doesn't
What
know
the
about
fuck?
this. She does, and the only reason she's still with him is because other women want him too. Plus, if she divorces him and
Dude,
keeps
people
evidence
are
of all the
cooked.
women he slept with, that could really get him wrecked in family court. Up next, this woman is upset because men used to go to war, and now they unsend messages to women when the woman doesn't respond. I love it when men can take back women's digital attention. Women feel entitled to your attention in matches on apps. They won't contact 99% of men that they match with on Hinge or Tinder, but their egos will get bruised if those...
I feel like women like to try and find as many men as they can, and then when they don't find the one they want, they can just go back to the to the other men, right? So they try to pick like 4 or 5 people, right? 5 men, and then try to get to know them. And then if one falls through, right, you can go to the other 4.
Same men that
Oh,
they
I'm
don't
just
want
joking.
unmatched with them. Number 23, Elon Musk is thinking about starting a new university, the Texas Institute of Technology and Science, better known as TITS. I'd buy a t-shirt
Tits. Nice.
for that right now and wear it to piss the females off.
Do
It
it.
would also be refreshing to see a place focused on education and not indoctrination. That marketing that would go along with this school would make it the most popular place to study in the world.
Yeah,
Moving on to
yeah.
self-deletion
I
rate.
mean, if he funds it and then, right, he's, yeah. U.S. teen and young adult suicide rates are highest on record.
For young adults are at the highest rates on record. The golden age of the internet and video games brought the numbers down, but it looks like social media and smartphones are responsible for the rates spiking back up. Some would say it's poverty or the economy, but there were major recessions back in 2000 and 2008 and 9. If
Yeah.
you're a technical analysis nerd like myself, then the first thing you saw was this cup and handle pattern. Number 25 and the last one is former model Lonnie Willison. What happened to her? She went from hot to homeless hobo, and it looks like her front teeth got knocked out or something. In the years going forward, many women over 40, single and childless, will end up this way. Normally, I would say she
No.
looks messed up, but in this case, she looks like she's methed up. So that's
She's
it
so-
for another Memes
God.
the Week. Please give this video a
Oh,
like to
no.
push up the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series
I'm not
and want me to
dating
keep
a
making
gun
it,
owner.
then donate at the
Don't
PayPal
threaten me with a
subscribe
good
links below.
time. Yeah, no, right.
Anyways,
Elon
enjoy
Musk
the
is
rest of
living the
your day,
dream, just trolling
and
people all day
cheers.
and doing whatever he wants. Yeah. Part lesson for all men inside all Spider-Man movies: the women don't care. Consider Peter Parker's boyfriend material until after they discover she's Spider-Man. In the real world, women won't notice or care about you until after you have top professional career, a good house, healthy body, and a nice car. That is why it's better to pump and dump. Damn, dude. Jesus. Well, I mean, just look at fucking, just look at Twitch. To save money, maybe you should skip breakfast. No doubt written by someone with a six-figure income who has no problem buying groceries and eating out, right? Basically. Those man buns used to be called granny buns. I still call them that. Yeah. Jasmine Crockett is just Kamala Harris without the fast food experience. Oh, wait. Busted out lolling when you pointed out the alpha looking like Hans Gruber. The Sigma dude, I was thinking of fucking Hassan Piker. Hassan. Oh, I just thought thinking, like terrorists. I'm from the Ottoman Empire.
Hey, everybody.
That's old.
As the immigration debate rages on, Democrats warn Americans that President Trump's policies will lead to skyrocketing unemployment among child traffickers.
Oh, no.
Experts have concluded that
Oh, this is
deporting
LA
illegal
stuff, yeah.
aliens and cracking down on border security will eventually have a significant negative impact on the economy, access to unvetted pharmaceuticals, and perhaps most concerning, the child trafficking industry. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer stated to the press, "Make sure everyone knows President Trump wants to eliminate a bunch of jobs. These reckless policies under his new administration will be devastating to child trafficking businesses across the country and likely result in vast numbers
Jesus, man.
of kidnappers, smugglers, and other criminals being put out of their jobs. Leave it to Republicans to declare war on workers." We spoke to Luis Hernandez, who has been a hard-working human trafficker for over 10 years. Luis
He didn't
expressed
really say that.
serious
He's just-
concerns that Trump's policies
But
could affect his
you-
employment
You
status.
can imply that he's.
I'll be out of work here before too long. It's like Trump doesn't even consider what effect this might have on an entire industry. We knew Joe Biden and the Democrats would always have measures in place that would keep our jobs secure, but Trump, he's hanging us out to dry.
But Trump,
Experts
he's hanging
speculate
us
that if
out to
child
dry.
traffickers are unable to find work, American
He
citizens are
won't let us
unlikely
do
to
our,
fill the
our
void.
trafficking.
Well, many Americans simply don't want to kidnap kids. It's a job that your average citizen thinks of as beneath them, which is really quite unfortunate.
Democrats also warn that securing the border will likely cause a catastrophic shortage of black market fentanyl. Coming up, Illinois Governor Jay Pritzker vows to eat an entire extra-large deep dish meat lovers pizza every day until Trump
God
is stopped.
Oh, fuck. The fat
If
fuck.
my calculations are correct, you're at the end of the video and the end of the world. But
That's
it
a
doesn't
good-
have to be the
another
end of
good
you.
one.
Just
Babylon
buy our
Bee.
brand new book, The Babylon Bee Guide to the Apocalypse. It's full of such helpful tips as how to punch and kick things.
Oh my
and how
God,
to build a
cool.
bunker. And only then
I know how
can
to
you
punch and
survive
kick
the
things.
apocalypse and make
I know how to
everyone else
dislocate bone,
jealous
too.
because they're dead.
What others are Democrats concerned might be negatively affecting Trump's policy? Dems 1864. Who are you going to pick our cotton? Who are going to clean our toilets? Who are going to pick our crops? They got Hollywood people who deliver fresh babies for their sacrifices. No. Say no to slavery. Also, Dems, who will pick our crops? This is not a satire. Dems 1864. Who are you going to pick our crops? Flashwater Twitter. I look at CNN News and deportations. Who will pick our crops? FEMA should declare this an emergency and give them all $750 so they can survive. Oh, yeah, that was bad. Oh, yeah, let me just give you a small fee or small sum of $750 so that you can maybe rebuild your house. Maybe. Jesus. Yeah. Yeah, with natural disasters, the the federal aid, right? FEMA, right? The feds don't want to help pay for your house again. To me. Actually, they don't even want to pay for your house, right? In a sense, they think they didn't do it right. It's not their loss. Here, emology. New impeachment articles against Trump? I'm trying to get like all the fast ones out of the way.
And I rise today, Mr. Speaker, with a to whom it may concern message.
Al
To whom it
Green,
may
Texas.
concern, ethnic cleansing in Gaza is not a joke, especially when it emanates from the President of the United States, the most powerful person in the world, when he has the ability to perfect what he says. Ethnic cleansing in Gaza is no joke, and the Prime Minister of Israel should be ashamed.
That's not what he even said.
Knowing the history of his people, to stand there and allow such things to be said. Ethnic cleansing.
So, Trump saying that he wanted to help the Palestinians by trying to move them to neighboring countries for the time being, right? So they can at least fix the goddamn issue that's happening in Gaza. But this guy, for whatever reason, doesn't think that's happening and thinks, no, Trump is going in there to kill everyone. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you like this? Like, why? Why are you so fucking retarded? He literally just said he wanted to help the people. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Crime against humanity.
Holy shit,
And
man.
I stand here today in the well.
Like, so fucking like, they're so blinded by the sight of Trump that they don't even listen to his words. They just see his face and they're just it's like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Relax, man. He literally just said he wanted to help them.
Of the Prime Minister of Israel, and to remind people that Dr. King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And injustice in Gaza is a threat to justice in the United States of America.
Where is this guy going?
I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun. I rise to announce that I will bring articles of impeachment against the president for dastardly deeds
we have one idiot.
proposed and dastardly deeds done. I also rise to say that the impeachment movement is going to be a grass-up movement, not a top-down. The people have got to move forward. The people have to demand it. And when the people demand it, it will be done. I did it before. I laid the foundation for impeachment, and it was done. Nobody knows more about it than I. And I know that it's time for us to lay the foundation again.
Dude, he literally just got into office.
Here we go again.
We must impeach him! Literally fucking, what, 20 days in? 2 weeks in? It's like, what? What are you even on, dude? Well, they lost the House and the Senate, so good luck with that. Yeah, it's like, you lost everything, and then now you're crying wolf? Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, it's like, why are you... Why don't you fix the nation instead of worrying about Trump, who's actually trying to help you? I don't understand it. He literally said he was going to get help for Gaza. And it was just like, no, he's trying to kill people in Gaza. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I guess whatever Trump says, right, they think it's in the reverse, right? Like, oh, he's saying this? Oh, no, he really wants to hurt them. It's like, what the fuck, dude? I mean, you should listen to your own fucking party, man. You guys fucking do some weird shit.